Hello everybody. Let's discuss in detail the V model for automotive development. This V model is a very important framework for automotive software development, and we will be discussing that elaborately in this particular video. Now, the V model is a software embedded system product development process that helps ensure thorough testing and quality by matching each development phase with a testing phase. Now, this sentence, okay, I will take a pen here. This sentence is very important, by matching each development phase with the testing phase. So every development will be parallelly and simultaneously be tested. By the end of this video, you will understand what I am talking about. It is also known as verification and validation model. Now, how does this V model actually work? The first step is requirement analysis. Gather and document the requirement, the system's requirement. Whenever you are developing a particular system or a software, what are the exact requirement of the software or the system have to be thoroughly documented. Next is system design. Create a high level design specification. So, to achieve this particular requirement, what should be the design specifications? So, creating the high level design specification is the next step. Next is implementation. Develop the system. So, once the develop specifications or design specifications are noted or developed, you develop the actual system and then you test the system against the requirements. Now, this I will explain very in case you are all curious what this testing the system against requirements, I will clearly explain. Now, what are the main benefits of this V model for automotive development? Early issue detection, catch bugs and errors early in the process, improved quality, ensure the system is built correctly. Next is faster development. This is the very important advantage, developing in a faster manner. This is save time by testing earlier in the process. Because we are testing in a very proactive manner, the initially itself the bugs can be caught. The initially itself the errors can be caught and eliminated. Next is clear traceability. Now, this is traceability is what I mentioned with this matching here. As you can see the screen, this matching is the actual word which is referring to this traceability. Now, provide clear traceability between the requirements, design, implementation and testing. Now, when is this V model useful? Now, as useful as it is, the V model, it has its own limitations. The first limitation is, the main limitation is this V model is extremely useful only when the project scope is clear. If the project scope is clear, using the V model may not be very beneficial and it may be counterproductive. So, make sure the project scope is very clear, what exactly you are trying to develop. Because we are discussing about ADAS, what exact functionality we are trying to develop. Are we trying to develop a rear cross functional, rear cross traffic alert, or a blind spot detection, or adaptive cruise control? What type of the vehicle? Are we using a sedan or a SUV or a truck or electric vehicle? This clearly project scope should be outlined and the developer should be very clear. He must have 100% clarity about the scope of the vehicle. When the development team has solid understanding of the requirements, okay, once the project scope is finalized, automatically requirements will become very clear, but there is always a gap and there is always some sense of ambiguity. So, that ambiguity should be clearly uprooted or eliminated. The development team should have solid understanding. This is very important. They must have clear cut 100% clarity about the requirements, and for smaller projects also with clear requirements. Okay, this is also one of the limitations, also salient feature for smaller projects with clear requirements. Now, what is the main use case of this V model? The V model is often used in various verticals like automotive, aerospace, defense. Now, because we are talking about ADAS, we will concentrate only on the automotive, but V model is used for aerospace also, for defense also, for industrial machinery also, for even for banking software also. Software used for banking, software used for security, software used for investments. So, for various systems, this V model can be used. But right now we are going to concentrate only on automotive because our main focus is on ADAS. The V model is evolving to accommodate new architectures and deployment strategies. Okay. Now, as the V model is going along, New architectures and deployment strategies are clearly being developed. Now, I request all of you to pause the video and observe both these figures very carefully, because the more you understand this figure, the more easy it will be for you to understand the V model rather than my explaining. Of course, I will try to explain my best, but understand this particular picture very clearly and half of the job is done. The V model is originating from software development that has well established itself as a development of complex, safe, critical systems and of avionics and automated design. Now, in this drawing, if you see, there is a requirements, next functional specifications, hardware analysis, system design. So, the left side of the V model is totally the design and development, and right side of the V model is totally verification and validation. Now, here if you see, this component design and component tests are facing each other, system design and integration tests are facing each other, safety design and safety validation are facing each other. This is what I meant by matching parallelly or traceability. This is what exactly I meant. Now, even if you see this figure, system design and system requirements, this particular arrow mark which is mentioned here, system design and system tests are parallel to each other. So, as and when the system is developed, and the system test can be done immediately to ensure that system design is accurate and authentic. Okay, so this is the reason why this V model is so widely used. And again, within this V model, there are a couple of what you call sub V models or little V models. Within the entire system, there is hardware development and also software development. And within software development, again, it follows all this what is mentioned here: requirements, functional safety, system design, unit testing, component testing, all these things which I have explained very clearly in the concerned session. In the concerned chapter, I have clearly explained about the various types of unit testing, system testing. Always remember that even for hardware development and software development, which I have mentioned, which is depicted by the smaller V models, it is very clear that the entire V model process has to be followed. Okay, so this process which you are seeing in this entire picture, the same process happens in this V model also, this smaller V model also. Okay, which is mentioned. Okay, I will draw here so that it can be clear. Within this smaller V model which is mentioned here also, all the steps which are mentioned will happen. Okay, now this is the importance of V model. Now, order of simulations in the V model. Now, especially during the validation, what are all the various types of testing which happens? Which are the various types of simulations which happen? First and foremost thing is develop the model and generate the software based on a model. Now, in the model based design chapter, you will be very clearly understand what this is about. But for now, you realize, you keep in mind that the model based design is based on a model developed in MATLAB or Simulink. And after software is generated, the software testing through procedure called software in loop. Next comes processor in loop, hardware in loop, driver in loop and vehicle in loop. All these in loop testings I have very clearly explained in the concerned chapter. Okay, you see this drawing here, you are designing and developing, and as you are designing and developing, you are proactively testing. Software you are developing, software in loop is developed, and next hardware loop, next modeling, powertrain in loop, concept design, vehicle in loop. So there is a clear cut matching of the various requirements. I will explain clearly with a couple of examples that will further elucidate what this V model is about. I am going to give examples with a couple of ADAS functionalities, then you will clearly understand what this V model is. And I strongly recommend you check the literature, because there is plenty of literature available about V model. You can just go to Google or any search engine and just type V model plus ADAS. You will see plenty of articles which clearly explain the development of ADAS functionalities using the V model.